don't even know what that means. All right, so we are officially recording. Hey, you guys, if you're watching the replay of this, welcome. Take some notes. Make sure that you are writing some of this stuff down. We're going to move a little quickly today because I want to make sure that all of my friends that are watching on lunch break or wherever you are, that we're not on too long. I'll make the files, like I said, available. So if you're watching the replay of this, you may be able to access them via the person that directed you here, or however you got here. We'll make sure that you get those or have access to them. But first things first, we're going to chat about, hold on one second, let me make sure. There we go. Got it. All right. So first things first, we're going to chat about how I organize potential customers and basically how I go from growing my network to organizing them and how they go from just a random person on my network to on my hundreds list. So first things first, I'm going to share my phone screen with you guys. Hopefully, let me see if this allows me to do it. No, actually, I'm going to do it from the computer. This is easier. All right, so I'm going to pull up my Facebook real quick. The world is calling me. I'm going to pull up my Facebook real quick. Bear with me. And show you guys how I add to my network and then how I organize all these people that I add to my network. So let me share my screen. There it is. There we go. This one right here. All right. So you guys can see my screen. So you guys can see just on Facebook here, what I will typically do on Facebook to grow my network. So how I go from just random people in my friends list to my hundreds list is I'll basically go to a name. Doesn't even matter. Put in Amy. Let's see who comes up. And these are all the people, not everyone, but some of the people that I'll go to my groups. So you can decide how you want to kind of break down your search options, but I literally try to shoot my net as far out as possible as far as adding new potentials to my list. So I put in a name, random name, Amy is one, and then all of kind of these Amy's and all the groups that I'm a part of came up. So I'm going to go to, let me see. I'm just going to pick a group. I'll do this blogger group. So this Black Moms and Blogger Content Creator group. So I'm going to go to this. And I know that there's somebody named Amy in this group, right? I don't really care about her too much, but I'm going to find the people that are here. So this is a way that I add people from groups without posting in the group. So you can add people from groups two different ways. You can post in the group, and what I'll do is kind of post a general question. So I'm going to post something here. How are you all? Let me see. Let me think of something. What's the easiest way you found to build your email list? I know that this is a group of ladies that are bloggers and influencers, and they are content creators, so email lists are important to them. So I'm going to post this question in the group. Okay. And so what's going to happen is as people start to like and comment, I will add all of them as friends. Another thing that I'll do is go here to the member section of this group. And I don't really care about the moderators too much. I'm already friends with them. These are already people I'm friends with, members with things in common, not even really interested in them, to be honest. But the people that are new to the group, I'm fairly new as well. So I'm going to add 25 of these people to my friends list. Cancel, whatever. I don't know her. Facebook is saying I don't know her, so I can't add her. But you guys get the gist. So I'm going to go through and add 25 people from this group that I'm also fairly new to my friends list. Okay. So now that they're done, I'm going to go back home and I'm going to add them to a new group once they accept my friend request. I'm going to go and add them to a friends list on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to go to my friends. I'm going to go to recently added friends. These are all the people that I recently added. And then I can kind of put all these in one. It really depends on you and how you decide to organize it. However, you decide to organize your friends is up to you, but I'm going to show you guys what I do. So I'm going to go to activity log, which is up here. I'm going to click on, where is it? It's down here. So this more tab is going to give me what I want. So I'm going to click on, where is it? Following. There's one that says like recently added. Let me see. Oh wait, it's up here. Okay. So added friends. You guys can see that right there where it says added friends under the activity log. So you're going to have to hit the more button and then kind of scroll up. You're going to click added friends. And it's going to show you all the friends that you've added for March. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight over her name. I'm not going to click it because that's going to take me to her profile. I don't need to do that. I'm going to highlight over her name, and then I'm going to create a friends list. So I'm going to hover over friends, add to another list. Oops. And then I'm going to click new list, and this is going to be March friends. So I'm going to show you guys my friends list in a second, but she's added to that list. And so I'm going to continue this process for every single person that I have added in the month of March. Okay, I see some questions popping up. Yep, it's definitely so much easier. Okay, so now that I've done that, like I said, I'm going to do this for every single person that I've added to my friends list in the month of March. Okay. And what I'm going to do is basically my friends list are going to help me organize who I can interact with. So you guys can see here, I've got all of these different friends lists that I can then go in and interact with these specific people. So you can post to these specific people. You can also, no problem. I'm recording, so I'll make sure you get it. I can interact with these people, but I can also message them if I need to. So these are all, well, there's only 3 of them here, but these are all my March friends. I'm going to pick a better list. So February. So here's all my friends from February. This isn't all of them. I need to go back through and add some more people. But nevertheless, here are a bunch of people from February, right? So you can see all, oh Lord, you can see all their posts here, right? So what I can do is literally go in and comment and like on every single post that pops up in this feed. I can also post to these specific people. Another thing that I'm doing right now is I'm asking people to host a post. So I can open this up, wait for them to show, and I can basically go in and one by one message these people. And what I'm sending out is a message that basically says, hey girl, we're giving away a $100 Visa gift card. I'd love to get you an entry. Can I get you the details? Okay. So I will go through and message every single one of these people and offer them the opportunity to host a post. Now, just because we've done all of those things does not mean they're on my hundreds list. These are just people that I'm interacting with, building relationships with. Does this all make sense? You guys let me know if this all makes sense. Yes, this is being recorded. Yep.
Candace, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
How did you get to where you saw the people that you had for this specific month? What was that again? I saw it was like filtered. I forgot how you got to it.
You might have to go back and watch the replay, but it's in your, if you have to do it on a desktop. So that's the first thing to understand.
Right.
Do it from your phone.
Right.
If you click on your friends list where it shows you all the friends, you have to hit the activity log at the top. The activity log is
okay.
And then you're gonna click more, scroll up, and you'll see added friends. Okay. So that's basically how I kind of spread my net to kind of open my network up to everyone. Again, like I said, just because I'm interacting with all these people does not mean that they're on my hundreds list. So that's just me personally. Some people do things a little bit different. I like to narrow it down as much as I possibly can because I know exactly, and I'll show you guys in a second, when I'm able to narrow it down, it increases my likelihood of getting an enrollment. So I'll show you how to do that. So now I've kind of spread my net. I showed you guys how I add people, add friends. I've showed you guys how I organize the new people that I add, and then I start building relationships that way. So let's talk about how they go from a friends list to a hundreds list, or just being my friend on Facebook. So I'm going to go to my profile here. And I posted in here earlier. So this is one of my morning posts. Do I have any friends with a weight loss goal of 10 pounds or more? So I got 7 comments. I got a few likes, right? So I'm going to look at my comments here. Oh, I closed it. I'm going to look at my comments here. There's a couple people here that I know. This one specifically, I'll show you guys a conversation. So say this was just a random friend that I added on Facebook, which she was. Added her on Facebook a while ago. We've been kind of having a conversation. So she commented on this very specific post, right? So I'm going to go to her, go to Kendra. I'm going to message her. I'll kind of walk you guys through my messages. So I actually started talking to her a long time ago. So it's been quite a while. But say I had just reached out to her for the first time. I'm going to message her and I'm going to say, hey, girl, I'm really, really excited about getting you some more information about the product, or, you know, about how I can help you lose, you know, meet your weight loss goal, whatever. You know, are you interested in more information? I typically will wait for them to respond back. Most people will say, yeah, give me more information. Excellent. I can't wait to share with you. What's a good number where I can reach you? Okay. So as soon as I get their phone number is basically permission to put them on my list. Okay. So I do not put anybody on my hundreds list that I don't have a contact number for. Okay, so she sent me her number a while back, and she's actually not on my new list, but I just started talking to her again. Let me see if she sent me her number. I don't think she did. So I'm actually going to message her, and I'm going to say, hey, girl, actually, can you get a moment? Can you resend me your number? Don't want to miss your messages here. I say that all the time. Like, I don't want to miss you if I'm not online. Give me your number. Okay. So I send her that. I'm going to wait for her to send me her number. And once she sends me her number, I'm going to add her to my hundreds list, which is this right here. Let me see. I see you guys are commenting. This is good stuff. Do I have a hundreds list for each month? No, I don't. Yes and no. So it depends. If I go through a hundreds list, so I'll show you. I have some that are old. I'm glad that's a good question that she just asked. So like there's this list, for example. This is way, way, way old. So there's actually distributors on this call whose names might be on this list. But say, for example, I have this list right here. You guys can see I've got some enrollments. So enrollments are highlighted. I've got some enrollments, but there are still some people here that never enrolled, right? So what I will do is kind of stash this hundreds list away, because this one's about a year old. I'll stash this away, and every now and then I'll come back to this list and message them. But I'm not going to deal with that right now. This is just a fresh hundreds list, because sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes you're like, I need to clear my mind. I need to start fresh. Let me just get a new list. And so that's what I did at the beginning of this year. So I'm on my second, like full hundreds list. Now, a lot of people will say, you know, I add everyone to my list. My friends list serves as a hundreds list for me too. But like I said, if you're on this sheet of paper, it's because I have your contact number. So I just asked Kendra for her number. I'm going to wait for her to send me her number, and then that's it. So if I've got their number on here, of course, I'm going to list their name. I'm going to list their phone number. I'm going to list the products that they're interested in. And then over here is the exposure amount. So I'm going to check off on these boxes. Now, I haven't checked these off, but I will. I'm going to check off on these boxes how many times I've followed up with you. basically. If I invited you to a online event, if I followed up, whatever, I'm going to check it off on these boxes. Again, it helps for me to not put anybody on this list without having their contact number, because I know if I have your number, we've already had a pretty solid, we've kind of built a relationship so much so that you feel comfortable enough to give me your number. If you feel comfortable enough to give me your number, then I feel like I'm that much closer to possibly enrolling you as either a customer or a distributor. No, this isn't a personal one. I'll put these in, I'll make sure we put these in the file section in the group so you guys have it. So once you see it pop up there, you'll be like, okay, that's the one she had. So that's how I organize my friends. That's how people go from random person on Facebook to I've added you as a friend on Facebook. I've organized you in a list so that I can build a relationship with you. And then hopefully, you want to my new DTs? Yes, you're welcome. How you've gone from, having you organized in a list so that I can build a relationship with you. And then hopefully now you're seeing my post, you're commenting and liking on my post because I'm interacting with you. And now we've gone from you liking and commenting on my post, so like is the lead, to now I have your number, so now you're on my list. So do you guys see kind of the progression of building a relationship? And this may seem like a kind of a step-by-step thing, and it is. But like I said, for me, it's super helpful to have people narrowed all the way down to, I have your phone number, from a person wide out in space to now I have your phone number. So that's how I organize my potential customers. Okay. And then once I go through, so let me pull this old list, for example. Once I go through, this is old, but you guys see, I can go in out of 100 people, I enrolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people, 13 customers out of 100 list. Okay, so it helps you to really see what your ratio is when you keep that organized. Does this all make sense? Give me some yeses if this all is helpful, makes sense to you. Awesome. All right, you guys, so let's move on to how I organize my potential distributors. So I'm gonna try and see if it will let me share my phone so you guys can see what I do. I'll show you guys this one on Instagram because I feel like the bulk of my potential distributors that I don't know. So like if I'm like just on a hunt for people or just out looking for people or like looking to build my distributor base, I will do that on Instagram. So I'm going to try to share my phone with you guys real quick. Making all types of noise. It's all good. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna play. How do I do this? I don't even know. All right. Y'all are blowing me up. Let me mute the thing. I'll do that because I can't hear. How do I do this? I don't know why. It's not letting me do this. Hold on. Let's see if I can do it from here. Okay, never mind. It's not gonna let me do it. Okay, so we'll do it on regular Instagram on the internet. Instagram. So I'm gonna get on Instagram real quick, you guys. Share my screen again. Oh, wait, here we go. Share. Okay. So here we are on Instagram. Not now, right? So what I do on Instagram, and again, this is specifically for, well, I do a little bit of both on here, but I will talk about distributors right now. I'm big on, and some people are not. If you're not, totally your vibe. Whatever you do is like you do what you feel most comfortable with is what I'll say. I am a cold messenger on Instagram, and I have no qualms about it. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. I can't really see, but okay. So what I usually will do on Instagram, I'm very, very, very specific about who I ask to be, who I offer the opportunity to on Instagram. So what I will do is build a list first of women or whoever that I want to build a relationship with. So it's not, I do cold message, so we'll talk about that, but we'll start with like the people that I really want to massage and build a really close relationship with before I offer them the opportunity. So I use the cold market warm-up list. It looks like this blank. I use this only for distributors personally. So the way that I do this, and you guys can see, here's a full one here. And this one only goes up to 25. So the hundreds list, again, is 4 sheets of 25. This one specifically is only 25. And I like that a lot. So what I will do is I'll go to a hashtag. So I'll put a hashtag in that be little. Okay. So I try not to pick the hashtags that have like millions. I try to keep it under under a million posts because it's a little more narrow. So I'll pick this one. It's let them be little forever hashtag, right? So this hashtag is gonna come up, and I am following this hashtag. So I highly recommend following hashtags on Instagram if you're not. And so what I will do is so it'll show it to you a couple different ways. It'll show it to you kind of in this grid form. But it won't show it to you on here. Oh, will it? Yeah, it will. So if you click on it on your phone, it'll let you swipe up just like you would like your regular feed. On the desktop, you kind of have to click through. So what I will do is I will find some new people to follow. My goal is 25. So this girl, don't know her. This pic is pretty gorgeous. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow her. Okay. And I'm going to go to her page. I'm just going to look around. So it looks like she's got a ton of like little girl hairstyles here, all this good stuff. So I like this page. I don't know much about her, but it's cute. I like it, whatever. That's really cute, actually. So what I'm going to do is I already followed her, and now I'm going to add her to my list, right? So let me check on people real quick. I'm doing this during nap time. I hope he's still asleep, but we'll see in a second. 1 second. Yes, okay, he's still asleep. Awesome. So I'm going to add her to my list. So I'm going to go to her bio, right? And I'm going to try to figure out as much information as I can find out about her as possible. So I know her name is Sarah. So I'm going to write Sarah. And then I'm going to write her Instagram name. So Hair to Dream is her IG name. Okay. And then I'm going to write a couple of little notes about her in this section. So here I'm going to write enjoys like, toddler hairstyles. She's a brand rep for this company and has a large following. So I'm just going to put a couple little notes about Sarah there. And then I may go through and just like interact a little bit. You don't have to do that. Whatever you feel comfortable doing is fine. But your goal here is to start building relationships with people that you could see yourself working with. I don't know a ton about Sarah, but I'm going to try to learn what I can. So I already followed her. She's good to go. She's on my list. Right. And so sometimes what I also do is inbox people. So let me see if it'll let me DM her. I don't know how to DM people on here. I don't even know. I don't think you can, but I would usually send Sarah messages like, hey girl, like I just followed you. I love your page. I love like all the cute hairstyles, blah, blah, blah. Just something fun. Okay. So she's one. And I'm going to keep doing this for 25 people that I like. So I'm going to scroll through this a little bit. They're super cute. So I'm going to go to her page. Okay. I don't follow her. I'm going to follow her. I want to click on her thing. Okay. Her name is Lee. Or his name is Lee. So maybe this is his family. So this is the dad, which is even more fun. So maybe I can find your wife. Okay. So I'm going to add Lee, right? He's got a daughter named Ava. So how fun is that? They're in the UK. So that's fun too. And then I'm just going to, again, same thing, interact with him a little bit, see if I can find his wife. Okay. And keep going. So you can decide how you want to go through this. You can pick a hashtag, whatever. Again, your goal here is not to offer the opportunity just yet. Your goal is to build a relationship. So as I add people to this list, every time I reply to a story that they post, I'm going to also turn my post notifications on, okay? So every time I reply to a post, every time I get some type of interaction with them, like we have a little conversation in DM, whatever, they comment or whatever on my stuff, I'm going to X off number of contacts. And then once I feel, and this is really a feeling thing, it's not really a technical, this is when you do it. But whenever I feel like the relationship has grown enough that like I feel comfortable asking, I'll go ahead and offer the opportunity. Okay. So that's how I do that on Instagram. And same thing. So here's my other list. You guys can see this one is full. It has lists of, names and Instagram handles, and then a couple little notes about them. And then you can see my interactions over here. I haven't highlighted, but I actually have enrolled a couple of these ladies. And again, these were not people that I knew previously. These were random women, not random, but random people that I found on Instagram that I became interested in. Okay. So same thing, just showing how people go from randoms out in the universe to people that you've built relationships with and thus become part of your organization. Okay. Yay. Any questions? We're at like 1:00. We've only been on for half an hour. This is great. Any questions? Good. I think you guys are good. So the last part, the last thing that I do is cold messaging. So I'm a cold messenger. I don't care. My philosophy and my mindset about cold messaging is if you follow me, you've given me permission to say, hey girl, we're friends. Okay. You follow me. So we're friends. I just want to make that very clear. And I've inboxed people and be like, hey girl, thanks for the follow. Just letting you know, like we're girlfriends now. And they'll laugh and I'm like, I'm serious actually. So what I will do as far as cold messaging on Instagram is I will go here. I'll go back to Instagram real quick. Sorry. I'll go to Instagram and I'll share this with y'all again so you can see my feed.
Candace, a question. How long do you feel like is like your average for building a relationship? Because I know you were saying when you first reach out to people, you're just kind of like that initial like, hey, we're friends now. So it's not like, hey, I got this business. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So how long do you feel like is a good time, or does it just vary?
It depends. Like it really depends. I think the key to it is really interacting, because we know, the more that you interact with people, the more likely they are to see your stuff. And so I've noticed, so you guys can see all these names right here, except for Tasha and Tamara and Tiffany. But you guys can see like all these ladies right here are on this list. No exaggeration, because I've been intentional about interacting with them. Okay. So these names are not by mistake. They are women that are on this exact list. Okay. And so I've been very intentional about authentically building a relationship with them so that when they look at my Insta story, they can see what I do. They're responding to my polls. And of course, then it funnels right into the regular, like as a lead where, okay, you've responded to my poll. I'm going to reach out to you and I'm going to explain to you what this is. So I feel like as long as you're more focused on building the relationship, like it's really a mindset thing. Focus on building the relationship first and being very authentic in your interactions, and they'll naturally see what you do. And then you can offer. And sometimes they'll say no, and that's fine. But we've built a relationship enough that like when I see that you're putting spinach in your smoothie on Instagram, I can, jokingly, not jokingly DM you and say, hey girl, like you really should try the greens. And it's not a weird thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And for the website, for the computer, so
Mhm.
basically use Instagram on the computer for just looking, like following people, or are you
So
able to message too?
I don't use Instagram on the computer for anything, really. I'm just using it now because I can't share my phone on here.
Okay.
Usually I'll do it on my phone and I'll just kind of scroll through it. But hashtags are a big place to kind of look for the people that I'm looking for, because hashtags will connect you with people, again, with similar interests. Um, so yeah, so I focus on 25 at a time. Um, and again, it's kind of a gut thing. So if I have a list of 25 and I feel like I'm just not really getting good interaction from them, I'll make a new list. And that's fine. That's up to you. But I will tell you that I've had more success being intentional about building the relationships with the people that I meet online than cold messaging. I have had some success with cold messaging and I still do that. I'm going to walk you guys through that. But building that relationship is really, really, really important. There's a girl on this list specifically, and I'm looking at her name right now. She's on this list because of this very thing I did. I found her in a hashtag. Um, I spent time really interacting with her, and it wasn't long. I would say like maybe 3 days just interacting with her. I saw then that she was popping up as having seen my stories on Instagram. Um, and so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, like our daughters are the same age. Like you have such a bubbly personality. Like I really think you would be good at what I do. Again, very authentic. Like I'm not scripting people here. And nothing's wrong with scripting, but like I want to be authentic. And so long story short, we went from that to now, hey, add me as a friend on Facebook. I invited her to a live event. That live event turned into her becoming a PDT. She enrolled a couple weeks ago. Okay, so you see the progression. Again, she was a random person I met online. So, and Candace is another one. Candace is here. I met Candace the exact same way. She don't know, but I did. And so, understand building that relationship and, going through the process and not feeling the urge to rush that process is really, really important. So, the contrary, let's talk about cold messaging really quick. So, what I'll do to cold message people is I go off of my followers. So, I'll do two things. I will go to a post with a lot of likes. So, this is one, right? I'll go to this one. Just my baby. It's nothing to do with It Works whatsoever. It's about my blog, but that's fine. You're following me. We're friends. So I'm going to click on likes. And I also follow people for my likes too. So as you can see, there's a bunch of people that like this post that I don't follow. So I'll add people to my network this way too. I'll literally go through and follow 100 people from a post that they liked. Okay. So I'll go through this post and I will literally go through one by one, look at their pages. Literally quick glance over. I'm going to follow Sarah because I like her page. Or is that her name? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick glance over. She's got good content, clear pictures. She cares obviously about her Instagram. I like her. So what I will do, I can't do it on here because Instagram doesn't like it clearly. I'm going to inbox Sarah and I'm going to send her either, Lord, I just need, hold on 1 second. Whew. Excuse me. I'm going to send her either a PDT message or a PLC message. Okay. So I like Sarah. She seems to like the stuff that I like. So I'm going to send her a PDT message and I'm going to say, I can't send it on here, but hypothetically, I would send Sarah a PDT message that basically is the social media success message that we send. Like, I'm really excited about social media success program, blah, 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 blah. If you'd like more information, let me know. She says, yes, I'm going to send her the video. She's going to watch the video and we build a relationship from there. No problem. Go back. Okay. So I'm going to go back to this post. I'm going to do the same thing for somebody else. I'm going to pick somebody. I don't know. I don't know her, but I'm going to check her out. Shayna is her name, right? So Shayna, I like her page too. She's probably another one I will offer PDT to. But again, so I am straight up and down prejudging people based on their profiles. Okay. I just stopped that. But I'm prejudging people based on their profiles. If I like their profiles, they seem like somebody I think would be somebody I would like to work with, I'm going to send them a PDT message. If they seem like somebody that I think would be a great customer and would love the products, I'm going to send them a PLC message. Not too hard. Yep. So that's how I cold message. Really, really simple. I don't overthink it. So the thing about building your network, you guys, is that you literally do not have room to overthink who you're adding. Okay. You have room to overthink who you want to work with. You don't have room to overthink who you're adding. The worst thing, I'm a firm believer that the worst thing that people can say is no. So if I add you to my list and you say no, fine. I'll, move on to the next one. It's not a big deal. But narrowing my list down the way that I have. So as far as my hundreds list, not putting people on my hundreds list until I have a phone number. Again, other leaders will, do things a little bit differently. This is just the way that I've been able to be successful. And I have a clear vision of what my ratio looks like. So getting phone numbers to get on my hundreds list, and then being very specific about who I add to this cold market warm up list, and people that I want to work with, being very specific and narrow about that has helped me to be super successful. At this point in time, ratio wise for me, my customer ratio, I think could be better. Like I enrolled 13 out of 100. So like 13%, whatever. My DT ratio, however, out of every 5 to 6 distributors that I enroll, I know that I can get one of those people, at least one. 5 to 7, I can get 2 people to go diamond. But it's because I'm very specific about who those people are and building those relationships. You pop diamonds by building relationships. You pop rubies. You take people from stranger to ruby, you guys, by building relationships. Okay, so any other questions? Any other questions? Oh. Thanks. I hope this was really, really helpful. Again, I am recording, so you guys will have an opportunity to go back and watch the replay. If you're watching the replay of this, feel free to watch this as many times as you need to. Feel free to watch this as many times as you need to get all the tips, because they work. So I am going to say sayonara to those of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank